We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House.
It's kind of chilly out here today, isn't it?
Oh my, yes.
Oh, man. We came down here to be warm, not to freeze.
Well, I guess we had a little of both now.
I guess so. Today is an epic day, right? That's what the young kids would say on their videos. That's maybe a little too strong for this channel, but let's just say it's exciting. The reason it's exciting is because I've called for inspection, and today is the day the county inspector comes over, and he's going to open up our electrical panel and give it the old once-over. We'll see how it goes. He might like it, he might not. In past experience with these things, they usually find one or two really minor things that they want to change, and we go do it and everything's fine after that.
Are you doing any interior electrical work?
Not at this time.
Sub-panel or anything on the inside?
This will become a sub-panel of this.
Okay.
That's as far as it's going to go on this go-around.
All right. Now this ground wire right here is going to need to be removed.
Okay.
Because right now we're considering that double lugging. Okay. Because basically once all your bus bars attached to your panel, it's grounded.
So it's bonding through the panel.
Correct.
Oh, gotcha.
So this part will just need to be removed. Now, did they add another ground rod somewhere?
Yeah, there's one there and one over there where the brick ledge is.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. We got that 6 feet away.
And then, of course, the old system is still grounded, too.
All right. So are you doing any future wiring with this box in?
Eventually. Right now, I'm just trying to get this box to where it can be, taken off eventually.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll power this box off of that. This will become a sub-panel temporarily,
okay.
and then eventually we'll
all right.
We'll
so no other interior sub-panels at this time? Okay.
Correct.
All right. So what I can go ahead and do then is, like I said, this will need to be removed. Because everything else, actually you need to take out your green screw, because all that's going to end up being your neutrals up there. You see your green screw there?
Okay.
So all these will be your neutrals.
Are they supposed to bond through the green screw? Because I had heard that the green screw was supposed to be in if it was a main panel.
If it's a 4-wire system, there's times that you can do that. But everything's still bolted back to your panel board, so it's still a 3-wire system.
Okay, so the green screw comes out.
Correct.
And then when that becomes the sub-panel, the green screw comes out of there as well?
Well, we're going to have to see how everything's wired at that time. Okay. Right now, like I said, I can release the power, but depending on how everything's jumping over, okay, and how everything's being wired can still change some things.
Okay.
So, like I said, I can go ahead and release it for now, though. Okay?
Okay. All right. So that'll let the utility come and do their thing? Correct. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's it for the moment.
All right.
All right, let's go get you signed off.
The inspector has given us the clearance to go ahead and hook up utility power to this system. That's a big milestone. So the inspector, he liked everything that we did except for 2 minor things. So when I installed this, I put an extra ground lead between this ground bar and this ground bar here. And, being an engineer, I can attest to the fact that you can never have too much grounding. But he felt that wasn't necessary, so he asked me to remove it, so I will. Let's just take this off here real quick. Okay, that loop is out. It hurts nothing. Probably helped a little bit, but he wants it out, so it is out. The other thing that he wanted me to do was to remove the bonding screw. What the bonding screw does is it ties the transformer neutral to the ground bus, which goes to ground. Now, everything that I have read and every bit of research I've done has indicated that the bonding screw is to be in place. For some reason, this inspector has asked me to remove that. And there it is. The inspector is always right. Whether he's right or not, he's always right. What this has done for us by removing this bonding screw is given us what's called isolated ground. So that means that this ground here is not electrically connected to the neutral bus bar. The only thing that's connected to the neutral bus bar is the neutral wire here, which goes back up to the transformer. So all the power that comes in and out of this house flow. If you've ever been in a commercial building, like a hospital, for example, and you see orange outlets, that's an indication that you have an isolated ground. And that's exactly what we've done here. So it's not a deficiency, it's not a flaw, it's actually a good thing. But local codes usually don't ask for that. They usually ask for the bonding screw to be in place. On the back side of this brick wall is a junction box. So all of the electrical loads in the house will arrive at the junction box, and then they will come through this conduit up into the breaker box. But we still have to connect the meter box. And how we're going to do that is we'll have another conduit which comes out of here, will come straight down, and then we'll sweep, and then we'll go downhill. So we'll have basically a double sweep here, and we'll go downhill. The utility will trench from that pole which is over behind you, and come over here and then connect to that. We have to get the utility lines into the box. How's that going to work? Well, we have this adapter, and that'll go up in here. And originally I was thinking that, yeah, we would just come and go down there like that and out. And we probably could, but the utility told me they wanted to go into the left side of the box. Well, if they do that, that means that we're here, and now we're going down in front of the window. So what's the solution? Well, solution is to pull this apart and come clear down over here with an extension, and then go down, and the utility can then just trench across to the line that's over there. On the other work we did there, that is called 2-inch metallic conduit. And this here is 2-inch non-metallic conduit. It's made of plastic, it's a PVC, much like water pipes, only it's rated for electrical use, and it's colored gray to differentiate it. So whenever you see a gray pipe, that's going to be electrical. What I'm going to do is take this coupling here and put it on there like that, and you'll see that it has threads. So that goes through the box, and then there's a lock ring that goes on from the inside of the box to clamp it in place. And then this is the all-important bushing, the one we forgot the first time around. And we put that on there, and that provides a nice smooth surface so the wires can come in and out without actually chafing on some sharp edge.
Well, even though we've had snow the last couple of weekends, our crocuses are still coming up. Look at these. There are so many. They look beautiful and healthy. It's mid-January. This is really strange for me, but it is beautiful. I love it. We've had some viewers ask how our camellias did with the snow and the freezing rain and ice. And let me tell you, they are none for the worse. They look great. We even have some blooms up here that are still opening up. This is awesome. So beautiful. Even our great magnolia did fantastic with the ice and the snow. No damage whatsoever. One of the ways I love to save money is by growing my own herbs. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be starting those, and I'll be doing them indoors. So stay tuned for that.
I was just reading this, and it says it's rated for both above ground use and underground use. Now, there's been some debate as to whether the bell should be pointing down like this or pointing up like this. And it seems that it really doesn't matter that much. If anybody's worried about water intrusion, the cement that's used to hold it together should keep the water out. But I can see one argument in favor of having the bell downhill, and that is that when you're pulling your cables through and the pipe ends, you're not going to snag on the end of that pipe because you're going into a smooth junction. So let's take this and we'll put some of this on. Now this is gray in color. It's made specifically for this. It smells a lot like the stuff they use in plumbing. In fact, it smells exactly the same. It probably is the same. It's just different colors. Those of you in the know might have a different bit of information. I'm coating the inside, I'm coating the outside, and then I put it together, give it a quarter turn twist, and then stop. Don't ever touch it again. If you're familiar with water pipes, you know that you have a primer that you have to put on the pipes first, a primer cleaner, and then you put your cement on there and then push them together. Well, these aren't required to hold pressure of any kind, and so you don't have to prime them. Just simply put the cement on, put it together. Now it's time to take out some of the knockouts. Do it the easy way. That's it. Okay, let's test this and see how it looks. This board right here is holding it out ever so slightly. So I think we're going to have to do another relief cut like we did on the last one. So let's just say from here to here. We'll just relieve that back a little bit to make room for the pipe to lay flat. Okay, I've got a hammer and a chisel, and so we'll go ahead and relieve that. You know, just in the last hour, things here at the Victorian house have really warmed up a lot. I'm starting to feel like it's almost time to take off the coat. Not quite, but almost. That is some beautiful old wood under there. All right, that looks great. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, we'll call that good. Several sharp viewers noticed that we didn't prime behind this conduit here. But actually we did, we just forgot to film it, so you guys are good. Now, let me get some on here because we don't want this to weather. And I want you to see that I'm actually putting it on right there, just like that. Beautiful. Since I'm here, I might as well put another coat on our previous work. I went ahead and cemented this on here because it doesn't matter what orientation it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here now and just kind of pin it in place so we can work with it. I have to be super careful because these are plastic threads and I don't want to cross thread them because they're very soft. Now I'm going to take a measurement across here. I love this measuring tape. I bought it several years ago, and the reason I love it is because it's bright green, and now I don't lose it. So I'm going to put this approximately where I want it, and then measure how long of a cut I need to make. It looks like 38 inches would do it. That would put the down pipe right about here. 38 inches.
We always want to clean these up. That gets all of the debris out. It also gets rid of any ridges that were caused by the cutting process. I just like to take my blade and just go across it like that. Okay, we'll apply the cement inside and outside. I'm having to work quickly so it doesn't dry up and evaporate. Put it in, give it a twist, make sure it's all the way in, quarter turn twist, and then stop. Okay, right away I can see that this pipe is angling slightly in this direction, and we probably don't want that. We want it to be straight, so I'm going to go ahead and angle it out just slightly until it's perfect. Okay, that looks great right there. I'm going to let that sit and cure for a few minutes. The next part I'm putting on makes a downturn towards the soil. Now, we have to be careful because if we're not careful, our pipe could kick out this way or kick out this way. You can see that it's sagging right there. That doesn't matter because we'll pull it up and clamp it level. I'll just do a dry fit here just to see how that's going to look. So it's going to look basically like that. Now remember, we had our bell turned down. We decided that earlier. So that has to be like this. Well, what do we do here? We have to have a coupling. So we'll put a coupling on here like that, and that will tie these together. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that this is clean. They get kind of staticky, so they tend to attract dust. And then I'll put a coupler on there. Push it down, quarter turn, stop. Let's talk strategy for a minute. I have this piece and I have this piece, and all three have to glue together. So how do I do it in a way that I can make it straight? Best way is take one end and glue it here, permanently glue it. Now it's one piece, and then I glue this on here, and as I'm twisting it back and forth, I go on it with a level to make sure that that is perfectly straight. So let's demonstrate. First, we'll put this together. So now we have one full piece, and I'm going to glue this up on here and put it together, and as I'm twisting it, I'm going to double check that level. I'm putting it on the inside of the bell first because it takes longer to dry. And now we'll put it on the outside here. And then I'm going to just start pushing it on. I need it to bottom out all the way down. So I'm pushing pretty hard. And now I put the level on there, turn it. That's it. Well, it's warmed up a lot since we started working. I lost my hat, which is nice. So, okay, I have a wooden cleat that has wood protectant on it. And we have a clamp, so let's put this here, and then we'll take the clamp, put it around the pipe, and we'll set it up like that. Now let's just put a screw in there just to kind of get it started. Okay, and then the other one just so it doesn't fall out. Okay, now let's take a level and let's get this set up. Turn it right side up. There you go.
Sorry.
So it looks like we need to come up right about there, huh? All right, let's go ahead and drive it home. Looks like we're still good. We'll drive this one home. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the lock ring. Let's not forget the all-important bushing. The last thing we need to do before we have the utility make the connection here, I need to run a circuit from this breaker panel down through here under the house, back up inside here so that we can power this. Okay, this is our cable snake here. This will go into the old electrical box, and that's going to power it up. We have a bit of conduit which runs under the crawl space. This connects to the junction box underneath, and then this will run through the conduit pipe which we ran in a previous video, and this goes up into the brand new breaker panel and it'll hook up to the 100 amp breaker. Okay, here they come. Okay. All right, that should do it right there. Yep. Is that long enough?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now for the other side. I'm going to pass the other ones through. Okay, keep going. Keep going. All right, hold on. This is where we're at now. We have these cables here, and we have those cables there. So I'm going to go ahead and start pushing them through the conduit. You can see why the junction box is so important, because you can loop your cable back like that and have a way to change direction easily. So if everything goes smooth, they should come right out.
One. Is that all?
No, there's two more.
Okay.
Feel it?
Yeah.
It might help if you put a screwdriver in there and just push it away from the edge.
I can't get it away from the edge. There's two.
Okay, one more then.
I don't feel the third one.
Oh,
Okay. Maybe.
there it is.
Hold up. It's behind the wire.
Okay, push the big wire back.
Okay, go.
Are you pulling?
I can't pull. They're too hard. That's all I can do to hang on to them.
Here, one of these trading places.
Hold on, let go.
Go ahead and take that.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Got 'em?
Yep. Okay, good. That's all three.
Whew.
We can't hook these up until the utility company has disconnected this panel. And that probably won't happen until the next video. So in the meantime, what I did is I coiled these up and left them hanging here. And I put the cover back on sort of just to keep the weather out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead now and put the cover back on this box. can see why I'm so eager to replace this. What a piece of junk. All right. Now this one, on the other hand, can be connected. Because there's no energy here yet, I can go ahead and put it in. So let me go grab the breaker and we'll get started. All right, here's one side. You notice it's still taped red. That red tape here corresponds to this red tape here. And this goes on the upper side of the breaker. We'll tighten that down. Make it nice and snug. And then we'll dress the wire in a little bit there. That will just lay in there like that. I think I need to back that screw out just a little more. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. Okay, this is the neutral. That goes over to that panel right there. And it is tagged white. Remember how the inspector told us to remove this extra ground between this ground bus and this ground bus. There was also another one that we just found that went from here up to the neutral. And effectively that kept the bond intact. So as it turned out, it was a good thing because I took out this extra bond wire, which we don't need, apparently. And I used that to put the neutral lug in here, which goes over to the sub panel. It's all done. Now this is the sub panel breaker. That will energize that when the time comes. Okay, we're all done for the day. It's time to start closing up. So let's put this cover back on here. The square D cardboard cover. That doesn't want to stay in there anymore. It's been taken out too many times. That takes care of that, and everything is out of here that needs to be out. It's looking good. That is really looking good. There. All right. Well, it's been a long weekend. We got a lot done. The sun's going down, so it's time to go inside, relax, and start editing this video for you guys.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching 1834 Restoration House.